Can you all hear me and see me? I hope so. Look, I'll be very honest. This is my first time going live on LinkedIn, so I'm hoping that it's displaying correctly. We're gonna get started in just a few. I'm just trying to make sure that you can hear me and you can see me. You can hear me and you can see me, right? You can hear me and you can see me. Okay, everything looks good on my end. If you cannot hear me or see me, make sure that you put a 1 in the chat, okay? But I want to keep going. I am so excited to be here. I want to share my screen. Can you see my screen as well? I want to make sure that you can see my screen because it says that my screen is being shared, but I'm not sure. So let me share my screen. I'm so excited, you all. So excited, so excited. So I'm going to share my screen. Wow, this is a big deal. How are you all feeling this afternoon? Look, I'm going to get into the reasons why or how to pass your exam, but I want to make sure my tech is good. We're going to get started in just a moment. Go ahead and grab some water, some coffee, whatever it is that you need, because look, this is going to be an eye-opening experience for the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to let you get back to work in just a few, but I want you to stay tuned. Let me test my tech again because I don't think that it was displayed on the screen. So let me share my screen. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. Okay. Can you see my screen? I truly hope so. Because I'm testing my tech on my cell phone and it appears that just my photo is being displayed. But I really, really need you all to also see the slides that I'm going to be going through. Okay. It's technology, right? It happens sometimes. Be patient with me, please be patient with me. Let me figure out, because I tested my tech before we started, so I'm not sure why. Oh, I think I figured it out. I figured it out. Okay, I figured it out. That's technology for you. I figured it out what it is. It's my settings. Okay, so now, I figured it out. Okay, now we're gonna get started because I truly figure out what the issue is. It was my settings that I had on my end. But now we've got it. Okay, I'm sharing this time with the right settings. I'm so excited, you all. Okay. Now you should be able to see my screen. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can see my screen. I believe you can. Please tell me you can. Can you see my screen? Well, this is not the way I envisioned this going. Give me 2 more seconds to get it figured out. Okay. true. Okay, just because you've struggled in the past with passing your exam doesn't mean that you have to continue to struggle. Okay, I'm believing that if you stick with me for the next 30 minutes or so, you will learn exactly how to pass your exam, and I'm going to teach you. Okay, I am going to teach you. Just want to make sure everything is good. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. Whew, finally got it. Let's continue. Okay, you all can hear me and see me, correct? I'm believing. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me and you can see me, please. Because now I'm about to really get into things and I want to make sure that everything is well before we continue. Okay. If you would be so kind to put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me and see me. Okay. I think we're good to go. I'm going to continue. So let's get into it. Okay. First of all, just to introduce myself, hello. My name is Veronica J. Williams. I am the founder and chief instructor of Help Me Pass. I am also a proud graduate of Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I earned my Bachelor of Science in Business Marketing. I am also a proud graduate of Howard University, where I earned my Master of Education degree with a concentration in elementary education. I am a former classroom teacher, a licensed teacher, and a certified life coach to teens and young adults. So that's a little bit about me. Again, if you stay with me for the next 30 minutes or so, you will learn exactly what you need to do to pass your next exam, okay? Because some of you, I want to pause for a moment. Some of you are preparing for the LSAT, maybe the MCAT. Yes. Perhaps you're studying for the CPA exam, the real estate exam. Come on, where are you? Where are you in the room? Okay. You're preparing for your licensure exam, perhaps to be a certified teacher. I've taken that exam. Perhaps you're preparing to earn a certification that's going to help you earn a promotion, right? You all as professionals are all preparing for a variety of exams. But there's a few problems that I run into with most professionals, okay? Because what I do, let me be very clear, is I teach professionals how to pass their certification and licensure exams, okay? And I'm saying that intentionally because I can help any individual in the whole wide world prepare to pass an exam. But where I specialize, hint, specialize is in professional exams because I once was a professional preparing to pass an exam. And I know how it feels. Oh my God, I know how it feels when you're trying to pass, but you keep getting frustrated or you're putting in all this effort to study and nothing is working, right? You're putting in all this effort to pass this exam and nothing is working and you're frustrated and you want to quit, but you cannot quit. Because if you quit, then you won't earn your certification, right? And the certification is exactly what you need to get to the next level in your career, right? And I want you to get to that next level because I was able to get to the next level. I was able to get to the next level and become a certified teacher, right? Become a certified teacher. And I'm so glad that I stuck with it and I didn't give up. But can I be honest? As a professional with work, I don't have children currently, but if you have children, if you have a spouse, it's hard trying to commit that time to passing your exam. But guess what? You have to. You quite literally have to. And that is why I'm here to help you with that. Because never, ever, ever again do I want you to struggle with passing your exam. So let's get into it. What are the problems? Okay. There's typically 4 problems. Typically 4. There could be more, but we're just going to talk about the 4 today. 4 problems with preparing for an exam. Number 1, you're overwhelmed. Put a 1 in the comments if you've been overwhelmed with passing your exam. Can we be honest? Can we be completely transparent? Can we be completely transparent? You've been overwhelmed. Confusion. Let me slow down. I don't want to go too fast, okay? Overwhelmed with the process of studying. Put an O in the comments if you've been overwhelmed with the process of studying. And let's be honest, the reason why you're overwhelmed. Because there's so many different options that you have. There's so many different options. Do you use the flashcards, or do you study vocabulary words? Do you highlight? Right? There are a variety of options that you have with preparing for your exam. Like, there's so many different things that you could potentially do to learn your exam material. But too much or too many options can lead to confusion and being overwhelmed. So now let's talk about confusion. Okay, not knowing how to study. Can we be honest? Can we be honest? Sometimes we just don't know how to study. Sometimes we just don't know how. Meaning, what do you actually do to learn exam material? What do you actually do? I mean, should you sit down and, study for hours? Or should you study for 30 minutes? Or should you just read for 3 hours? I see people do that too. People, they just read. And they read and they read and they read. And we're going to talk about this, but I always tell my clients that reading is not studying. You probably have never heard that before. Reading is not studying. It's not, my friends. Reading is reading. There's a difference between reading and studying. But that's where the confusion comes in, because you don't know that by reading, you're not actually studying. You're just reading. So I say that because I want to talk about the next one. And I know we're getting kind of deep here, and perhaps this creates some vulnerability, right? Because you're like, oh, she's going there. Yes, I'm going there because I genuinely care. Sometimes the fact that you don't know how to study also causes anxiety. Let's talk about it. Testing anxiety, something that so many people have normalized, but it is not normal. And in the education world, I quite literally want to dismantle that stigma that you have to have anxiety before a test. I completely want to dismantle it, because why are we normalizing something like anxiety, something that is treated with medication in our world today? Why are we normalizing it with testing? Why? In any other arena, we don't normalize it. In any other area of life, we do not normalize anxiety. If someone says they have anxiety in life in general, what do people do? Oh, I need to get this taken care of. But with testing, we normalize it. And it shouldn't be that way. No one should be normalizing their anxiety, whether it is because of a job, if it is because of life circumstances, whether it is because of something you're going through in your personal life. In no arena should anxiety be normalized, but it is with testing. Let's talk about it. We're on LinkedIn, but I'm going to be very transparent. If you have testing anxiety, it is not normal. No matter how many education professionals have told you so, it is not normal. And if you have testing anxiety, stay with me. So we talked about 3 problems: being overwhelmed, confused, having anxiety. But here is the 4th problem that many people have when it comes to passing exams: the ultimate doom. I called it the ultimate doom intentionally because that is failing exams after putting in so many hours of studying and working so hard to pass. Why did I call this the ultimate doom? Because when you study for several hours like I did, and then you still fail the exam, it takes a total hit on your confidence. Yes, takes a hit on your confidence. It also takes a hit on your self-esteem. It takes a toll on your confidence and your self-esteem. And preparing for the test as a whole, you tend to get discouraged and not want to do it at all. Please, if you know what I'm referring to, if you've been here before, this is more reason why you need to continue to stay on this live stream. Because how do I say this? I want to make sure I'm clear. When you study for hours and you still fail the exam, it is quite literally making it more difficult each time for you to pass the exam. Why is that? Because slowly and surely your confidence is being chipped away. It's being pulled away. It's being pulled away, right? And we don't talk about this a lot in the education world, but I am. Confidence, having confidence is a huge part of passing your exam. It is a huge part of passing your exam. And what am I saying? It's not all intellectual. It's not all mental, meaning it's not all of passing your exam. Let me be clear. It is not all about what you know. It's also about how you feel. But most educators don't teach that. I am. Because again, I am not just an educator. I am someone who was once in your shoes, who was a student preparing for a standardized exam, specifically the praxis exam. And I kept failing. It took 3 attempts, 3 whole attempts for me to pass my teacher certification exam. 3 attempts. Okay. It was not until the 3rd attempt that I passed. And can we be honest, ladies and gentlemen? Every time you fail a professional exam, you have to pay money to retake the exam. And it's not cheap. I spoke with a person a few weeks ago, and they told me that the PMP for project management, the exam, is upwards $600. $600 for one exam. That is why it is so important that you learn exactly how to pass on the first attempt. If I did not make that clear, let me make it clear. I am here to teach you how to pass your exam on the first attempt. Not the second, not the third, not the fourth, not the fifth. The first attempt. And if you already attempted the exam, my goal is to teach you how to pass on the next attempt. Okay? Because that is what I specialize in based on my education experience. Yes. Based on my education experience and based on my personal experience being a student, I know what it takes to pass an exam. And it's going to take 3 things. Let's talk about it. 3 things you need to pass your exam. 3 things. You all ready for number 1? Here's number 1. Number 1, consistency. Oh, of course, Veronica. I mean, duh, I need consistency. No, can we be more specific? Can we be more specific? Yes, consistency is the key to success in any area. But I want to go a little deeper, okay? Everything that I'm going to say in this live stream is not going to be typical. Okay, I'm going to take it to another level. When I say consistency, I am speaking from a learning perspective. In order to learn technical exam material, like the material on your exam, you are going to have to study at least 4 to 5 days a week. You don't want to hear that, I know. Veronica, I don't have that kind of time. Well, do you have time to continuously fail the same exam? That's what I would ask you. Do you desire to pass on your next attempt, or do you have time to continue to fail the same exam? That's what you have to think about. So 5 days a week. Yes, it is very much so time consuming, but let's go back to consistency. When you are learning something new, something technical, you have to ensure that you are putting that information at the front of your mind on a regular basis. So some of you may be preparing for the CompTIA exam or an insurance certification exam, right? Real estate license. Technical material, technical information. You cannot just look at it every now and then. You cannot just review it here and there. You cannot. You have to commit yourself to consistently looking at that exam material and learning it. Looking at it and learning it, okay? It has to be at the front of your mind. Now, the reason why I am drilling this so much, because you're probably saying, I get it, consistency, what's next, right? But I don't think you get it, because I am speaking again from a learning and intellectual perspective. The way that you learn technical material, meaning quite literally, you have to be consistent to pass. This is not me trying to be motivational. You need consistency. A lot of people do that, right? A lot of people do that. They use this motivational talk, but no, I am speaking from a psychological and scientific perspective, meaning you have to be consistent to learn the material and to pass. Okay, now I've drilled that enough. Now let's talk about number 2, what you need. Again, we're talking about how to pass your certification or your licensure exam in 2026. So you know why consistency is important. It is not just because you need consistency. You have to have consistency to pass your exam. Okay, so number 2, you need accountability. This is almost like a curse word. Accountability. You have to have accountability, and here's why. Here's why. Because sometimes it's hard to have consistency when you don't have accountability. And let me be clear, accountability to study, right? If you don't have the accountability, meaning you don't have a group of people, a community of people pushing you to study on a regular basis, you tend to lack in consistency. And we've already established that you have to have consistency. You have to have consistency. It is literally a requirement to pass your exam. Consistently studying. I need to be crystal clear. Consistency with studying, consistently studying to pass your exam. No matter how busy you are, no matter if you have things to do with the children, you have to carve out time to study on a regular basis. But going back to accountability, when you have accountability, a circle of people around you to tell you exactly what you need to do. You need to study today. Oh, did you study today? And I know we're all adults here. I don't need anyone telling me to be consistent. I'm consistent. Are you studying 5 days a week for your licensure or your certification? If not, you don't have consistency. And I can bet you don't have consistency because you don't have accountability. Now, I know what you're saying. I can hold myself accountable, Veronica. You quite literally can, but are you? Look, I'm being realistic here. I am a no fluff kind of person, kind of girl, kind of woman. No fluff meaning I don't care if we are on LinkedIn, if we're on YouTube, if we're on TikTok, if we're on Instagram. I'm going to be transparent with you. And the truth is, holding yourself accountable, yeah, you do need to hold yourself accountable. But if you've been trying that and that has not been working, you're going to have to take it up a notch, and you're going to have to get a community of people around you who are holding you accountable to study consistently. Because it is the only way you will pass your exam, with consistency. Consistency comes through accountability. Someone telling you not only that you need to study and reminding you and encouraging you, but perhaps someone also telling you what to do to study to pass your exam. Which brings me into point 3. Are you ready? So we have consistency. Number 1 is what we need to pass our exams in 2026. You also need accountability to pass your exam in 2026. This is number 3, what you need to pass your exam in 2026. You need a proven system. Let's take that in for a moment. A proven system. Veronica, what are you talking about when you say a proven system? Remember at the beginning, we talked about how many professionals and students don't know how to study correctly? That they try different things, but they're confused, they're overwhelmed, they're just kind of all over the place, quite frankly, with preparing for their exam, and they don't really have a format or a way of studying, and then that leads to anxiety, and then the anxiety leads to the ultimate doom, which is failing your exam. Remember, we talked about that? That is because many professionals who are preparing for certification and licensure exams, they do not have a system. They don't have structure when they're studying. They're playing trial and error. And guess what? It's not really your fault. It's not your fault, because guess what? When we were all in school, when we were in college, and even going back to high school, no one taught us how to study. No one taught us how to learn technical material, technical content. You know what they said? Read it. They gave us highlighters. They told us to define key terms, define vocabulary words. And guess what? I tried all of that. And it worked up until probably, grad school. Really, it kind of wasn't as helpful in undergrad. Right? It works to an extent, the highlighting in the reading, the chapters, right? Read the chapters. That's what they're going to tell you in undergrad. Who read all those chapters in undergrad? I did. And it worked to an extent. But then when I got to graduate school, and I was in a Master of Education degree program at Howard University, and they told me, you have to pass all parts of your teacher certification exam, which is called the Praxis, Praxis, the Praxis exam. If you're a teacher or an educator, you know what I'm talking about. And I took the reading part, passed it with flying colors. Took math, passed it. Took science, got the highest score in science because I'm a STEM girly. Took the pedagogy part, which is the essay part of the teacher certification exam, where you have to essentially prove that you know how to teach, and you have to answer essay questions written out. But then when it came to that social studies part, I struggled. Social studies, let's talk about it. All the dates and all the time periods that you have to recall. I could not remember that information, and I failed my exam twice. I took it a total of 3 times, passed it on the 3rd attempt. You know what helped me pass it on the 3rd attempt, ladies and gentlemen? Using a system, a study system. And let me be clear, this visual is very intentional on the screen. When I say a system, meaning something that you are going to use over and over again, and it is technical, okay? It is technical, but it checks all the boxes. And then you just keep repeating the process, right? Now, why do I call this a proven system? Number 1, because it worked and it helped me to pass my exam. I don't think I would have passed my social studies part of my teacher certification exam if I did not implement a system. Because after 2 failed attempts, I said, I have to do something different. I have to use a system. I could no longer do the highlighting, the defining the key terms. It was not working anymore. So I did something different. So not only did it work for me, it's worked for my other clients as well. Like my client, she's preparing for the MCAT. And before she started working with me, she kept failing. So she took a break from taking the MCAT and she started taking practice tests, and she wasn't doing well on her practice test. She was failing her practice tests, frankly. Then she found me online. I taught her my proven system. She used it. Now she is passing her practice tests, and she is preparing to take the real MCAT in January, just next month. And I truly believe she's going to pass it on her next attempt. She's taken it once already. So you're wondering, what is the system? What is this proven system you're talking about, Veronica? What is it? I want to know what it is. I'm going to show you. Now, what you're about to see is the proprietary and intellectual property of Veronica J. Williams. Okay. This information cannot be duplicated or distributed without my written consent. Let's talk about it. Okay. You ready? The CDC strategy. That is the solution to passing your exam. The CDC strategy. It is a step-by-step framework that helps you, and I don't like the word help. It is a framework that teaches you all of your technical exam material, all of your technical content on your exam. All you have to do is follow the framework, CDC. Okay? This framework helps you to learn the most technical information by teaching you and helping you to be analytical when you study. Reading is not analytical. That's why I say reading is not studying. In order to pass your certification or licensure exam, you're going to have to start being technical during your study time. Highlighting is not technical. Reading is not technical. Just defining key terms is not technical. Those 3 things, that's not how you learn exam material. And I know you haven't been told otherwise. That's why I'm here to tell you. And I know you're wondering, okay, so the solution is the CDC strategy. Okay, so how does this work? You know, what does this entail? What is this even made up of? Well, guess what? No worries. I have something for you. Beginning January the 12th, I'm going to be teaching you my complete study system, the CDC strategy, in my 6-week exam preparation and accountability program, I Will Pass. Okay. The QR code is listed to register for the 6-week exam preparation and accountability program. So this is the premier exam preparation program intentionally designed for career-driven adults and professionals just like you who are serious about passing their standardized exam on the first attempt to elevate in their career. So I will be spending 6 weeks with you, teaching you exactly how to pass your exam on the next attempt. We will lock in, and lock in, let me be clear, is a slang for we will be focused for 6 weeks. I will teach you exactly what to do and tell you exactly what to do each day. All you have to do is show up. I will give you the instruction, and we will have a private community just for adult learners, just like you, just for professionals, just like you. Because in the past, I've had programs with college students and professionals. This program will be just for professionals, right? And I'll spend 6 weeks with you. I'll tell you each day what to do. You will receive a syllabus telling you week by week what we will do. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And then you'll also receive an academic calendar in our private community where each day you are instructed on what you need to focus on, because that's part of the problem as well, my friends. You're trying to do too much at one time. You're looking over so many different things at one time. No, we have to focus on one thing at a time. One thing at a time, okay? And I'm going to teach you day by day. So what does this look like? And let me say this too. This is for people who are serious about their career elevation, okay? If your career elevation, meaning getting the promotion or just simply getting into your career field, like passing the NCLEX, you can't even become a registered nurse if you don't pass the NCLEX, right? So if you are serious about elevating in your career or breaking into your career field, a lot of y'all are trying to get in tech. You have to pass the CompTIA exam. Then this program is for you. Again, this program is kicking off January the 12th, 2026. My goal for you, and hopefully this is your goal, but my goal for you is for you to finally pass your exam in 2026. No more putting it on the back burner. No more, oh, I've taken it 8 times. No, this will be the last time if you enroll in this program. So let's talk about what this 6-week program entails, okay? So again, each week we will be focusing on something different. So week 1, we will talk about the study transformation, understanding what's holding you back, plus getting set up to pass, okay? Meaning, we're gonna go deep. We're going to go deep because again, the focus can't just be on what you're learning. It has to also focus on what's going on the inside of you. Because what's going on in the inside of you, meaning how you're feeling, the anxiety, we need to get rid of that. So we're going to talk about the inside as well as here. We're going to prepare you mentally and emotionally and spiritually for this exam. So week 2, organizing information for clarity, bringing structure to your exam content. Week 3, deepening understanding of key concepts, going beyond surface level learning. Week 4, strengthening analytical skills. This is where a lot of us, we fail, but you're going to pass if you enroll in this program. Let's continue. So strengthening analytical skills, eliminating confusion between concepts. We're going to talk about that. Week 5, precision, details, and real world application, mastering the details that separate passing from failing. Week 6, exam simulation, review, and readiness, executing your exam with confidence. So this is what we're going to cover each week, and this is what you're going to learn. Because I know that when you're preparing for an exam, you can be overwhelmed with so much information. And we talked about that at the beginning, how being overwhelmed is one of the 4 problems. And that is why I am breaking this down into 6 weeks. Because you could book a private session with me and I just tell you what to do, but will you apply it correctly? And that's why this program was developed, because I've been working with students one-on-one, and then they say, oh, I need to book another session with you. No, you need to get in a 6-week program that will teach you step by step what to do every single day to pass your exam. All you have to do is show up and follow the instructions. Okay. Then let's talk about what you will receive. This is the part I'm really excited about. You'll receive lifetime access to the Help Me Pass app. Okay. This has not been released to the public yet. That's why I'm so excited. This app will only be available to people in the 6-week exam preparation program. And look, I realized I skipped over something. Let me slow down. This is a 6-week exam preparation and accountability program, because I will be holding you accountable to study, okay? I will have things in place in this program, and I'm saying things to be vague because I don't want to share too much, right? You need to get in the 6-week program. But there will be things in place to ensure that you are studying consistently, okay? I'll give you one. Number 1, we will be checking in. I will be checking in with you on a weekly basis, right? More than once per week to ensure that you are studying. I will be personally checking in with you. And I know you're saying, well, how are you going to do that? Because I am not allowing more than 15 people in this program. Scan the QR code if you are serious about passing your exam. I am not allowing more than 15 people in this program. I've already had 2 to enroll. And here's why. Because I want this to be an intimate experience, and I want to be able to dedicate my time to you all to ensure you are studying. So scan the QR code to enroll in the program now, because I want this experience to be an experience where I can commit my time and my energy to a small group of professionals to ensure they pass their exam. So let's continue. You'll also receive the Study and Pass Workbook 2.0, which is my complete study system in the form of a workbook. Okay. Also, you'll receive a course syllabus, so you'll know exactly what's coming each week and why each element matters. That's essentially what I just discussed, right? The 6 weeks broken down, but it will be in more detail in your syllabus. Also, you'll receive an academic calendar, so you can follow a clear day-by-day schedule so you know exactly what to tackle each day, no more confusion. Also, course videos. So we will have a library just for the professionals in the community, just for you all to watch, but this will be all incorporated into your syllabus. So you don't have to figure out, oh, which day do I watch the videos? Which day do I do? Everything, including the courses, right, will be on the academic calendar so you know which day to watch the videos, because you won't be watching videos every day. We will be having live class. This brings me to my next point. That was very on time. We will have weekly live Zoom classes every Monday. Okay, if you cannot make the live Zoom classes, they will be posted in our private community. Okay, along with the other library of courses. Okay, so we will have 6 live classes because we're going to have 1 live class per week. And this is a 6-week program. Also, again, I just said passing exams, it's about mental, emotional, and spiritual, right? Taking care of all of those 3. So you also will receive 50 plus anti-anxiety affirmations. And I'm going to be holding you all accountable in this program to recite those affirmations to yourself. Okay. We will have an affirmation, or we will have affirmations of the week, right? Because I want you all to know that if you speak life into yourself, yes, I'm going there because I have to be authentic. If you speak life into yourself, specifically regarding your exam, you'll pass in any area of life. But we're going to focus on the affirmations dedicated to passing your exam. And as I already mentioned, we'll have a private community to connect with fellow professionals. I'm saying students here because you all will be students in the program, but you all are professionals who are on the same journey, and you can share tips and stay motivated together. Because look, this goes back to our accountability. I will be holding you accountable, but you all will be holding each other accountable in this program as well. So I want to make sure that you all know this will not be open to the public. This will be a private community. Also, this is the bonus here. You'll receive the multiple choice question masterclass, which is a free masterclass that I used to offer, but I took it off of the market. I took it from being a free class and put it on the market, and now it is a paid class for purchase, right? The multiple choice question masterclass, it teaches you the 10 common types of multiple choice questions that testers frequently see on their exams, because there are different formats of multiple choice questions. And in this course, we talk about, or I teach you the 10 common types. So you also receive that masterclass for free, along with the other course videos in our library, okay? And again, if you know that you are struggling to pass your exam, don't delay. Let's get in this program. And can I be transparent with you all? This program is an investment, yes. Scan the QR code and you will see, but it will be worth every single dime, and you'll pass your exam. That is what I am believing, because it worked for me and it's working for my other clients. Now you can continue to wing it, but that won't get you the results that you need, because that's what I was doing. I was winging it, right? Oh, I got it. I'll pass the exam. I got it. And I wasn't performing well. I wasn't. So I want to encourage you all to do something different. Step outside of your comfort zone. Trust in a certified educator who has been in your shoes, failed the same exam over and over again, paid the registration fees for the exams several times. I don't want you to fail again. That is why I've named this 6-week exam preparation and accountability program, I will pass. Again, affirmations is something I truly believe in. Speak what you want so you can see what you want and live and walk in what you want. So again, this program is launching January the 12th. I am so excited because every single professional that enrolls in this program, I am believing will pass, just like my other clients, just like I did when I used this system. You have to have a system. I can guarantee you, you need a system to pass your exam. And look, I want to thank you for your time today. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me or put them in the comments. I would be so happy to answer your questions. Please stay connected with me on my other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I go live often on TikTok, and then I repost the lives from TikTok on YouTube. So I'm so excited about you passing your exam. I am really believing that when you enroll in this 6-week exam preparation program, that you will pass on your very next attempt. I know we had some tech issues at the beginning, but I thank you for tuning in and hanging in there. Please reach out to me. I am excited for you, and I want you to remember this before I end. If you can do it at home, don't do it alone. I'll see you soon. Take care. See you soon. We're passing in 2026.